Good morning, everyone. I am Rhea Vitualla, and now I am going to discuss the ULO 4. Carrying out construction activities and sort of development, as specific rules must be followed, and these are the rule of bylaws in environmental regulation. First bylaw is the Building Bylaws. In 1983, it introduced by the Ministry of Urban Development. This building bylaws contains rules to ensure that there is minimum harm to the environment as a result of developments. In real estate, city or town, this specific set of rules that builders must to comply with. Time to time, various states providing guidelines to the builders in their respective states. The major aims of these bylaws are as follows. First is to regulate construction activities. In this, it is important in the particular area to maintain and control the activities of construction to protect the environment. Second one is to prevent haphazard growth of buildings. It is to avoid accidents or any incidents by lack of rules and planning in constructing buildings. Third one is to provide better civic amenities with hygienic conditions. It is giving convenience and comfort or pleasure place to the environment or to the people with hygienic conditions, a safer and green environment. The fourth one is to regulate proper spacing between buildings in order to ensure access to sunlight. Constructing buildings must have spacing to avoid blocking the sunlight to other building or block. Lately, bylaws for zonal regulations also implemented. For zonal regulation, it specifies whether zones can be used for residential, commercial, institutional, or open space purposes. It attempts to explain how real property can and cannot be used in certain geographic areas. The following objectives are bylaws for zonal regulation. First is to regulate land use. Second, to control population density. Third, to regulate planned development of a city. And the last one is to prevent damage to ecology of an area, or particularly in ecologically sensitive areas. Different countries formulated different bylaws. It is based upon the climate, the geographic, and population characteristics. Even within a country, different states amend these laws depending upon their conditions and requirements, so as to regulate the kind of the building that may be put in a particular site. The bylaws are sometimes based on aesthetics, so as to maintain aesthetic quality. All such bylaws play an important role in regulating and conserving the environment in different countries. Thus, we have 5 bylaws that plays an important role in regulating and conserving the environment. First is for ensuring better environment. In cold climate areas, solar rays penetrating into the interior spaces of a building can prove to be very useful. The height of residential flats and the spacing regulated by bylaws play a useful role in ensuring solar rays reaching the backside flats. In constructing building, it is important to discuss the height and spacing so that sunlight becomes available to other buildings or blocks even in ground floor. The second one is land use zoning. Zoning regulations are legal tools for providing guidance for proper use of land, ensuring public health, safety, and welfare, utilizing both horizontal and vertical space. These bylaws help to improve the quality of life in urban areas and simultaneously protect and conserve environment. So we have 5 examples in land use zoning. First is the flood-prone zones, hilly areas, seismic zones, flood-prone areas, and hazard-prone zones. Third one is upgradation of poor urban settlements. With urban growth, the number of urban settlers has swelled up manyfold in the last few decades, which has been associated with poor, unhygienic living conditions, unclean and unsafe drinking water availability, and poor sanitation facilities. Thus, these have become examples of degraded built environment. Regulations were earlier thought to be just tools of planned development. Now, in the urban context, their bylaws are considered as development standards. These standards embrace all development parameters and norms, having bearing on spatial planning, intensity, and pattern of development in different land use zones, norms, and space standards and service infrastructures. The fourth one is to promote solar energy utilization. They are Energy Conservation Building Code or ECBC norms, which focus on reduction of energy use by providing design for natural light and use of solar energy. The Ministry of Non-Conventional Energy Sources or Urban, Industrial, and Commercial Group has provided regulations for accelerated development and deployment of solar water heating systems in domestic, industrial, and commercial sectors during 2008 to 2010, with the main objective to promote widespread use of solar water heaters in the country through a combination of financial and promotional incentives. Support will be provided to municipal corporations that adopt and notify the modifications to their building bylaws for making installation of solar water heating systems mandatory in certain categories of buildings or provide rebate in property tax to the users of solar water heaters. The last one, or the fifth one, is water conservation or rainwater harvesting. The National Environment Policy 2002 considered making it mandatory to have installation of water-saving closets and taps in the building bylaws of urban centers. Likewise, water harvesting in all new constructions in relevant urban areas were made mandatory. Water table is falling rapidly in recent decades in many regions due to the withdrawal of excess amounts of water for various purposes. That is in excess of annual recharge. In urban areas, apart from the use in domestic and industrial use, housing and infrastructures like concrete floors, roads, and etc. prevent sufficient recharge. Rainwater harvesting can play a significant role in preventing the loss of such water. Central Groundwater Authority or CGWA regulates the use of groundwater. So this role of bylaws in environmental regulation is very important to all engineers and contractors to comply with. It is to maintain or prevent damage to the ecology of an area and balance the ecosystem despite of construction activities and sort of development. That's all. Thank you.